Hey everyone, today I want to share some YouTube analytic updates. And there is something really cool that I realized. I think I mentioned recently that I started posting to my health channel again just because I have restarted my health journey to get ready for my wedding. And so it dawned on me recently that I've got two different situations with this channel because it was a dead channel. And now that I am posting very frequently here to see if I can revive this channel, I had the exact opposite thing happening on the health channel. So, what was going on over there was that it actually was starting to take off. I was getting a lot of engagement and good impressions and everything. And I'm going to show you that today. So, my thought was because it was a good channel that I stopped posting to, then I went back and started posting to it frequently again. I wanted to see what it did. I've heard other small channels saying that when they took, or not even just small channels, but even big channels say that when they took like a month-long break or whatever, when they came back, um, they felt like the algorithm just wasn't picking up their videos. So, which what probably really happened was that their audience had not seen a video lately, and so they hadn't clicked on it. And so that's where the algorithm wasn't recognizing, you know what I mean? Anyway, so I wanted to see because it had been a year almost a year since I had posted to that channel. So I wanted to see a good channel that didn't get posted to for a year and now is being posted to versus a dead channel that I'm trying to revive. Let's see the differences, okay? I think you guys are going to like what I discovered. So let's head over to the computer and I'll show you what I have found. So first, I want to take you into the my health channel, and you can see I've come down here to the bottom. You can see that I published the very first video to this channel on December 10th of 2023. Okay, now it does not have a lot of videos. This is it. That's all of them. Let me go through these and I'll show you what it is that I'm wanting to share. This very first video that I posted on December 10th, let me show you these analytics. Now remember, this is the first video on this channel. So it got 754 impressions, 6.5% click-through rate, and 87 views. That click-through rate's very good compared to my other channels, right? So now let's go to the next one. So this was the next video published, and it was published the next week. So it got 289 impressions, 6.6% click-through rate, 32 views. See, this click-through rate's pretty good. Let me know, guys, what your click-through rate typically is. Like, go back and look at your first, 5 videos that you ever published to your channel. Let me know that. And then also, what they are, what your click-through rate is most recently. So on this one, 4,200 impressions, 5.3% click-through rate, 239 views. So see, still a good click-through rate. Impressions are really increasing. See that? So I don't want to go through every single one of these, but I do want to show you one more here in a second. Now here, I'm not quite sure. I haven't studied this enough yet to see why the impressions dropped quite so low. But look at this click-through rate though. 7.2%. That's amazing. For me, anyway. Okay, so I did want to show you. Okay, so this one I think was a pretty good one. Okay, 3,900 impressions. Low click through rate though, 2.6%, 140 views. But what fascinates me is the video after that one. Okay, so now first let's look at these dates so December 10th. Oh, this was published the very next. Oh, okay. So I published my first 3 videos on this channel in 3 consecutive days. You know what? That was actually, I was in the middle of my second time to go through a Think Media challenge week when I did this, I believe, or my third time. I think it was my third time. Okay, anyway, so I think that's why I did that. I don't remember now. It's been too long ago. So yeah, so I published the 3 and we looked at all of those. Okay, so then this was 6 days after this one. This one was 3 days later. This one was about 2 weeks later, really. And then this one was the next day. Yeah, see, I was not consistent with this. I was posting as often as I could, but I was also trying to grow 2 other channels at the same time. So I was not real consistent with it. I was posting consistently, just not on a routine. You know what I mean? I didn't have a regular schedule. Okay, so this was 9 days later, the next day. This is 4 days later, and then 5 days later. Okay, so this is the one I wanted to show you, and you can see why. So it's had over 3,000 views, which for this channel is very good. This channel has less than 20 videos total. Let's look at these analytics. Okay, so it's had 27,000 impressions, and the click-through rate is good, 6.5% and 3,400 views. Okay, so now where I wanted to jump up to, I just kind of wanted to show you guys what I meant by for it being a brand new channel, because this was all done within the first. Okay, so I started this channel on December 10th, and my final video on the channel was this one, March 1st. So not even 3 months old. And the reason why I stopped posting to the channel is because Think Media, I had been trying to ask them, because Sean Cannell always talks about how you should niche down, and you should not put, even though everybody's multi-passionate, right? We all have lots of different areas that we're passionate about, but he says you need to pick one and focus on that. And that is so true, I am telling you. But he always says that if you've got different topics, you cannot post those to the same channel, because it's going to confuse the algorithm on who your viewers really are, and it's going to ultimately mess you up. So I kept trying to ask in some of our groups and stuff, and when I was going through the challenge and everything, I kept trying to ask, okay, but is it okay to do different channels? And they finally answered me one time, and they said, no, do not do that, because you are splitting your attention and it takes too much brain power. And that, I certainly learned that with the 3 channels. It was taking way too much brain power to have to switch back and forth, and I'm feeling it again because I'm doing it to myself again. And I did get a new laptop in this past week, so I was hoping that that would help me. Let me get into where I restarted. So you can tell the last video was published on March 1st, right? So of 2024. And then, well, let's look at those analytics, okay? Did I look at these already? And it gained 5 subscribers too. Okay, so 6,900 impressions, 3.5% click-through rate, 454 views. Like, see, these are better analytics than what I've got on this current channel, on the Journey channel. Can you guys see that? And so it's silly that I stopped posting to here, but it was too difficult to switch into that mindset of talking about my health journey versus gardening content. You know, those two are really not related, other than the fact that we do use our garden to keep ourselves healthy, but that's besides the point. But anyway, so this was the final video, right? So it's been almost a full year. But what we started with, so in the past 10 days, I have posted 10 videos when you count shorts and long form, okay? So I don't want to make this video last any longer than it has to. So I already clicked in these and wrote down their reach and everything. So let me just kind of read these off to you. So this one I posted on the first day. It was a little bit too long, so it cut it in half. So it wound up being a 2-part video posted on the same day. So February 21st. Excuse me. So the interesting thing to me was that this second one got 516 views. So let me show you the analytics on that. So it was shown in the feed 698 times, so that's basically like an impression, right? And then it had 516 views. And even though we don't have click-through rate over here, we do have like 72.8% viewed, 27% swiped away, right? So I just wrote it down as like 72.8% viewed, 516 views, all right? So the one before it had 77 views. The amount viewed was 79.2%, and it had 70 views. I think I just said 77 views. I meant reach. The impressions were 77, but it had 70 views. So that's this one, okay? And then, so I did these two on the 21st. Then I did this one actually posted on the 22nd, so I don't know why it says the 23rd. Maybe it didn't start registering until then or something, but this was on the 22nd, this was the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. So, and then the rest are long form, so I'm going to show you those in just a second, but let me just kind of read from my notes here. So this one on the 23rd, it was very low on the percentage viewed, 13.8% viewed. 413 was the reach, 13.8% viewed, 60 views. And then that next one is, where are we at? What date is that? The 24th? Okay. It had 244 impressions, 34.4% viewed, and 84 views. And then that final one up here got 362 impressions, 23.2% views, and 84 views. So as far as shorts go, that's pretty low on like what the click-through rate would be, except for those very first two that I did, which is surprising to me since so many people say that when they've taken a break and they come back, their channel struggles, which, I mean, maybe that's what I'm seeing after that. But those first two seem like they did pretty good. So now let's go to the long form ones, and I'm going to show you. So, okay, so let's just kind of recap. So down here, the very first one has had 87 views. So we got 87, 32, and then 239, and then 36, 24, 32, 20, 54, 35, 88, 140, and then it jumps up into this big number here, over 3,000, and then 85. Hey, while we're at it, guys, so can't talk. This is my highest performing video on this channel. Now, on the DIY channel, my highest performing one is over 30,000 views, but this one is the best one on this channel. So I'm curious, what is your top performing video? How many views do you have on your top performing video? Just out of curiosity, comment that below. Okay, then the next one after that is 85, and then 454. And then now we get into the new videos, okay? So remember, this has been almost a year. I mean, yeah, almost a year. Okay, so the very first long form one has gotten 1,400 impressions, a 3% click-through rate, 49 views. Now the next one after that, on my notes here, it says 720 impressions, 5.4% click-through rate, 43 views. Okay, so this one, 467 impressions, 6.8% click-through rate, and 37 views. I am very happy with that click-through rate though. So I'm curious over this next week, I'm going to be curious to see if the impressions start going up. Since the click-through rate is pretty good, I'm thinking eventually that will cause the impressions to go up. That's generally what I see on the other channels anyway. Okay, so then this next one, it's 692 impressions, 6.9% click-through rate, and 54 views. So anyway, so that is it for this channel.